Most people assume that cats don't really have favorites, that they're independent, indifferent, maybe even a little selfish. You feed them, they tolerate you. You call their name, they ignore you. And somewhere along the way, we all just accepted that this is simply how cats are. But that's not the full picture. Cats are not emotionally detached. In fact, research in feline behavior has shown that cats form genuine, deep attachments to specific people, and when a cat chooses you, they show it in ways that most owners completely overlook. Not because the signs aren't there, but because we've been taught to expect affection the way a dog gives it, loud, obvious, and in your face. Cat love is quieter, more deliberate, and honestly, more meaningful because of it. So if you've ever wondered whether your cat actually has a special place for you in their world, this is for you. These are 7 signs that your cat has chosen you as their favorite person, and by the end, you might look at your cat in a completely different way. You get up to make coffee. Your cat gets up too. You move to the couch. They're right behind you. You go to the bathroom, somehow, they're already at the door. Most owners laugh this off as curiosity, or maybe just a cat being weird. But this behavior is one of the clearest indicators of feline attachment. In the wild, cats are solitary hunters. They don't follow other animals unless there's a specific reason to. So when a domestic cat chooses to trail a particular person throughout the day, it's not random. It's intentional. They are keeping track of you, not because they need something, but because your presence itself is something they want. A 2019 study published in Current Biology found that cats form secure attachment bonds with their owners in a way that closely mirrors how human infants bond with their caregivers. When the person they're attached to is present, they feel calm and safe. When that person leaves, cats with strong bonds show signs of stress. When that person returns, they relax. Following you around the house is your cat's way of staying close to their safe place. And if it's you they follow, not anyone else in the home, that tells you something important about where you stand in their world. What you should do: don't shoo them away or close doors unnecessarily. Let them be near you. Allowing your cat to stay in your space strengthens the bond and reinforces that their trust in you is well placed. Sleep is when animals are most vulnerable. It's the moment when instincts are quieted and defenses are down. And where an animal chooses to sleep tells you almost everything about who they feel safe with. Cats sleep between 12 and 16 hours a day. They're extremely selective about their sleeping spots, not just for comfort, but for security. A cat will not choose to sleep next to someone they don't fully trust. It's not in their nature. When your cat curls up next to you, on your legs, on your chest, or pressed against your back at night, that is one of the most sincere expressions of trust a cat can offer. They are choosing to be at their most vulnerable right next to you, because you are the place where they feel safest. There's also a warmth element. Cats love heat, and the human body is a reliable source of it. But warmth alone doesn't explain why a cat will cross a room, jump onto a bed, and specifically settle against one particular person when there are other people or warm spots available. That choice is emotional, not just physical. Before we move on, think about this. If your cat sleeps on your side of the bed, follows you from room to room, and settles near you specifically, that's not coincidence. That's preference. And preference in a cat's world is everything. What you should do: let them stay. If you're okay with your cat sleeping near you, allow it. The closeness builds the bond in ways that no amount of treats or toys can replicate. There's a moment that happens between cats and their favorite people that most owners don't even realize is significant. You're sitting across the room. Your cat is watching you. And then slowly, deliberately, they close their eyes halfway and blink. That's not tiredness. That's not boredom. That is one of the most intimate gestures a cat can offer. Animal behaviorists call it the slow blink, and it's essentially a cat's version of a smile, or more accurately, a kiss. In the feline world, a direct, unblinking stare is a sign of dominance or threat. Cats do not hold eye contact with animals or people they feel uncertain about. So when a cat looks at you and deliberately softens their gaze into a slow, relaxed blink, they are communicating the opposite of threat. They are telling you, I am completely comfortable with you. I trust you. You're safe. A study conducted by Dr. Karen McComb at the University of Sussex confirmed this. Researchers found that cats were more likely to slow blink at their owners than at strangers, and that owners who slow blinked back were met with a positive response. The cats would slow blink in return and were more likely to approach. It's a two-way conversation that most people don't even know they're having. What you should do, next time your cat makes eye contact with you, try it. Soften your gaze, blink slowly, and look away gently. You're speaking their language, and if they blink back, you have your answer about how they feel about you. If your cat has ever walked up to you and pressed their forehead directly into your face, your hand, or your leg, that was not an accident, and it was not aggression. That was a declaration. Cats have scent glands located on their cheeks, forehead, and chin. When they rub these areas against you, a behavior called bunting, they are depositing their scent onto you. And in feline social terms, that means something very specific. Cats only bunt with animals and people they consider part of their inner circle, their family, their colony, their trusted companions. By marking you with their scent, your cat is essentially saying, "You belong to me, and I belong to you." This behavior is also observed between cats who are closely bonded with each other. You'll see it between mother cats and their kittens, between siblings, and between cats who have lived together long enough to form genuine affection. When your cat does this to you, they are placing you in that same category. Here's what most owners miss. Bunting is not just about scent. It's also a physical act of trust. A cat pressing their head into you is exposing a vulnerable part of their body. They're not bracing for anything. They're not guarded. They are fully, completely relaxed in your presence. What you should do, when your cat headbutts you, lean into it, gently. Press back slightly or stroke the area around their cheeks and forehead. This reinforces the exchange and tells them the feeling is mutual. A cat's belly is the most vulnerable part of their body. Every vital organ sits there, unprotected. In nature, exposing the belly is an enormous risk, and cats know it. It's not something they do carelessly. So when your cat rolls onto their back and shows you their stomach, that moment deserves more credit than it usually gets. This is not always an invitation to touch, and this is a nuance that trips up a lot of owners. A belly display is primarily a trust signal, not a request for a belly rub. Your cat is showing you that they feel so completely safe around you that they're willing to be physically vulnerable. That's the message. The follow-through of whether they want to be touched there is a separate conversation. For cats, showing the belly is reserved for those they trust most. Feral cats almost never do this in open spaces. Even domesticated cats will only do it around people or other animals they feel deeply secure with. If your cat has shown you their belly more than once, they're not just comfortable. They feel protected. And you're the reason why. What you should do, appreciate the gesture for what it is. If you want to try a belly rub, do it slowly and watch their body language. If they tense up or their tail starts flicking, stop. If they stay relaxed, enjoy the moment because it's a rare kind of trust. This one surprises people every time. If your cat has ever dropped a toy at your feet, placed a hair tie on your pillow, or for outdoor cats, brought in something they caught outside, your first reaction was probably confusion. Maybe even a little horror if it was something alive. But there's a reason this happens, and it's rooted in something deeply instinctive. Cats are hunters. And when a cat makes a kill or finds something they consider valuable, their instinct is to bring it back to their family. In a feral colony, cats will carry food back to kittens, to elderly cats who can't hunt, to bonded companions. It's an act of provision, an act of care. When your cat brings you their toy or a small gift, they are extending that same instinct toward you. You are the person they want to provide for. You are the one they're bringing their prize to. Outdoor cats who bring home prey are doing this even more literally. They are hunting for you. Some behaviorists also believe cats bring prey to people they see as less capable hunters, which is both humbling and incredibly endearing. Either way, the impulse behind it is affection. Devotion, even. What you should do, don't react with disgust or push the gift away immediately. Acknowledge it. Even a calm "thank you" in a soft voice signals to your cat that the gesture was received. They notice your tone, your energy, and your response more than you realize. Cats do not meow at each other. Did you know that? Adult cats develop the meow almost entirely as a way to communicate with humans. It's a learned behavior, shaped over thousands of years of domestication, and research suggests that cats modulate their vocalizations based on the person they're speaking to. Different tones for different people, different sounds for different needs. But beyond the meow, there are softer vocalizations, the chirp, the trill, the little chatter, that carry an even more specific meaning. These sounds are reserved for cats that a cat feels particularly close to. Trilling, for example, is a sound mother cats use with their kittens. When an adult cat trills at you, they're speaking to you the way they would speak to someone they raised and love. If your cat has a specific set of sounds they use with you, sounds they don't use with other people in the house, that is not random. That's your cat developing a private language with you. A form of communication that belongs just to the two of you. What you should do, talk back. Respond to their sounds with a calm, warm voice. You don't need to meow. Just engage. Cats respond to tone and attention, and the act of talking with them, not just at them, deepens the connection over time. So here's what all of this comes down to. Cats are not indifferent. They are not cold. They are not incapable of love. They are simply selective, and that selectivity is exactly what makes their affection so meaningful. When a cat chooses you, they choose you deliberately, consistently, and completely. The slow blink, the headbutt, the gifts, the sleep, the soft little chirp they save just for you. These aren't small things. They're a cat's whole vocabulary of love, spoken in a language that most people never learn to hear. Now you know the signs. And if your cat has been showing you even a few of them, you already have your answer. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe so you never miss another video. And if your cat has shown you one of these signs recently, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story.